This is the story about the legendary adventures of a wooden puppet who wanted to be a real boy. He was naughty and made mistakes, but had a big heart and had the courage to do what is right. Let me introduce you to Pinocchio. The wooden raft touched the sandy shore. Pinocchio and Geppetto reached dry land. The sea monster remained far behind. The cold ocean journey exhausted the pair. Geppetto was weak and pale. Pinocchio shivered from the cold seawater. He felt an ache in his wooden chest. Pinocchio helped Geppetto walk to an abandoned cottage. He tucked Geppetto into a dusty bed under 3 heavy blankets. Geppetto needed warm milk and bread to recover. Pinocchio checked his wooden pockets. The pockets were empty. Pinocchio had no money. He needed to find work immediately. Pinocchio ran to a nearby farm. Pinocchio found a grumpy farmer cleaning a dusty barn. Pinocchio asked the farmer for work to earn food. The farmer pointed to a large pile of sheep's wool. The farmer ordered Pinocchio to spin the wool into a spool of yarn. The farmer promised Pinocchio a jug of milk for his work. He placed a silver coin on the table. The farmer offered this coin as a bonus for a fast job. Pinocchio agreed to the deal. Pinocchio sat on a wooden stool. He spun the wool quickly. His wooden hands moved fast to twist the soft fibers. 2 shadows crept into the barn. The fox and the cat entered the building. The fox limped slowly. The cat kept his eyes shut tight. Both villains sought a dishonest trick. They peeked over the hay. They spotted the silver coin on the table. The fox and the cat saw a chance to trick Pinocchio. Pinocchio turned his back to reach for more wool. The fox crept forward and stole the silver coin. The cat swapped the normal yarn for a glowing green spool. This thread was enchanted and stolen from a forest witch. The fox and the cat climbed into the wooden rafters to watch the result. Pinocchio grabbed the green thread. He spun the thread around the wooden spool. Pinocchio paused to wipe sweat from his forehead. The green thread came alive. The thread slithered upward like a glowing snake. The green thread wrapped tightly around Pinocchio's wooden ankle. Pinocchio gasped. He tried to pull the thread off. Pinocchio stopped moving his feet to untie the knot. More thread shot out of the spool. The thread zipped up his leg and wrapped around his waist. Pinocchio realized the thread was cursed. The magic trapped him whenever he stood still. If Pinocchio stopped moving, the thread would bind him forever. He began jogging in place to escape the trap. The magical thread stopped growing. Pinocchio looked at the ceiling. The fox and the cat hid in the rafters. They laughed silently. The fox tossed the silver coin. Pinocchio felt sudden anger. Pinocchio needed the silver coin for his father's food and the milk. He could not stop moving or he would fail. He decided to use his energy to his advantage. He planned to turn the barn into a trap for the fox and the cat. Pinocchio sprints across the barn floor. The glowing green thread trails behind Pinocchio. Pinocchio leaps over hay bales. Pinocchio slides under a wooden wagon. Pinocchio bounces off the stone walls. Pinocchio moves constantly. Pinocchio performed fast cartwheels across the dirt. He climbed a tall wooden ladder. He swung from a thick hanging rope. Pinocchio zipped back and forth across the barn. The magical thread followed Pinocchio. The thread created a massive, tangled web throughout the barn. The glowing thread formed a giant geometric pattern. The barn resembled a massive spider web. The fox and the cat stopped laughing. The glowing web rose and moved toward the thieves. Pinocchio jumped from the storage shelf toward the roof. He looped the green thread over the wooden beams. He spun in fast circles around the fox and the cat. The fox tried to run away. The cat tried to jump to the floor. The glowing green web surrounded the fox and the cat. Pinocchio stopped moving. The magic thread tightened instantly. The web pulled straight across the barn. The fox and the cat lost their balance. The fox and the cat fell into the glowing web. The thieves could not move their arms or legs. The magic thread sensed their stillness. The green thread wrapped tightly around the legs of the fox. The green thread tied the cat's paws. The fox and the cat were trapped like mummies. The thieves struggled, but the magic held them tight. Pinocchio walked across the threads like an acrobat. Pinocchio reached into the fox's pocket. Pinocchio took back the shiny silver coin. Pinocchio grabbed the loose end of the magic thread. Pinocchio tied the magic thread into a knot around a heavy nail. The spell broke for Pinocchio. Pinocchio stood still. He found the real yarn behind a water barrel. Pinocchio spun the wool quickly. The farmer returned to the barn. The farmer saw the neat spool of yarn. Pinocchio ignored the thieves hanging from the ceiling. The farmer gave Pinocchio a large jug of fresh milk. Pinocchio ran to the beach cottage. He warmed the milk over a fire. Pinocchio bought fresh bread with his silver coin. He fed the bread to his sick father. Geppetto drank the warm milk and smiled. Color returned to the face of Geppetto. Pinocchio smiled back. Pinocchio knew he was now a brave and clever boy. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next quest. A like and a subscribe will help us stay connected with you. Also be a great source of encouragement for our team.